to Dylan's Little Hobbies, and in today's video, I am reviewing Assassination Classroom. My god, what a good anime. So let's go ahead and get into this. Before I do that though, I should say this. I only watch the English dub version. Typically this is what I do. When I see a anime that I'm interested in, I put it on my list of stuff to watch and eventually I get to it. Usually when it comes to anime, I watch the English dub version first, like the first maybe half of the season, just to get a sense of what the story is, and then if I'm really into it, if it's something I'm going to stick with, I usually immediately change to the Japanese right away. This time I didn't just because of time restraints. The fact is, I am trying to get to Tokyo Ghoul. That is actually my next anime to watch. I'm hoping that I can get that done before December, and I only have 2 months left to watch. And Tokyo Ghoul is kind of a longer anime, so it's gonna take me time. But the fact is, what's really interesting about the show, and let's just get into the show, shall we? I am watching the Japanese version eventually. I have to watch the Japanese version eventually, but I probably won't even be able to watch the second season because I gotta start Tokyo Ghoul. The fact is, I was expecting a very dark and dingy show, like, just the name alone. It's Assassination Classroom. In terms of tone, from what I see from the name of the show, I was expecting something like Death Note. Death Note was a very dark and dingy show. Very, very good story. I did a review for it. Go ahead and check that out. I also did a review for a show called Soul Ear, which, granted, was a little bit more lighthearted, but still a very good, kind of dark and dingy show. Just what I mean by that is, the concept of the show was kind of dark and dingy. And I expected this to be like that. I expected this to be a dark and dingy show. Great story, don't get me wrong, but I expected this to be a darker show. And hilariously, the darkness is played off more like a joke. It's humor. It's very, very lighthearted. And that's something that when I first saw the name of Assassination Classroom, I didn't think I was going to get that. I didn't think I was going to get basically a Little Witch Academy kind of humor. Which Little Witch Academy, granted, it's a really good anime, but it's not really dark at all. What's funny about this story, and let me just get into it here. Assassination Classroom, what is it about? Well, there's this octopus, this really weird biologically engineered octopus. He might have been human at one point. I obviously haven't seen the second season or read the manga. I've only been watching the English dub version. I have to watch the Japanese version soon, but I want to get to Tokyo Ghoul first. The fact is, this show is just hilarious. The main villain of the show, Kora Sensei, is a octopus that might have been a human being, we're not sure yet, but he's basically an evil octopus who destroyed more than half the moon. Like, you know how the moon's a crescent moon? Well, apparently he destroyed all of the moon. All that's left of the moon is that crescent moon, and he plans to blow up the Earth next. But before he blows up the Earth, he wants to teach kids how to be better. I still don't. I still laugh at the concept idea for the show. So the fact is, he's an octopus. He can apparently fly at 20 Mach speed. He's also indestructible. There's only one type of special government-built bullet that could kill him. And what he wants to do, more than anything, more than destroy the planet, is he wants to teach kids. So, the government is like, okay, we'll let you teach the kids. kids of assassins. They're going to be trying to kill you. So they find the absolute best school, the most secret located classroom on campus, and have the absolute worst kids, and I mean that in just the sense of that they're basically one stone away from dropping out of high school. They just don't really care about it. They have family issues, home issues. They don't really have a lot of confidence in themselves. Their grade point average is very, very low, getting D's and F's. Very few of them ever get A's, apparently, before Chorus Sensei comes into their life. What's hilarious is for $10 billion, these kids, one of these kids can get $10 billion as long as they kill their teacher. And of course, if they all kill their teacher together, the money will, of course, be split up. So, their entire thing is, let's kill Chorus Sensei. And it's funny because, like the very first episode was hilarious. So Chorus Sensei is actually taking roll. He walks into the classroom, takes roll, and they all just start firing machine guns at him. And of course, he's like Mach 20 speed. None of the bullets actually hit him. And he'll be like tutoring a couple kids when one of them will pull out a knife and he just simply knocks it out of their hand and starts teaching them. And they're always like, yeah, thanks, Kura Sensei. And they try to pull out a gun and blast his head off. It's all for jokes. It's actually pretty hilarious. It's actually really lighthearted. What's really great about the show is the characters, the kids themselves, Kura Sensei, and this is my thing. Like when it comes to villains, I absolutely love villains. One of my favorite characters of all time is Darth Vader, as you can see right back there, or Itachi. Itachi Uchiha is one of my favorite Naruto characters. I like villains. I like to understand villains, what's into their mind, what has caused their life to go the way they go. I like Naruto from Naruto 2. Naruto Pain, a great villain, great backstory. I am trying to understand Kora Sensei, and I just don't. I can't wait for this show to, when it gets continued, to actually understand what is Kora Sensei's motivation. Because the thing is, he wants to blow up the earth. Okay, I could understand if you want to rule the world. Well, you want to blow up the world, what do you have to rule then? I could also understand the idea of, well, you just want to be left alone, so blow up the world so no one can bother you, as kind of a villain mind. I guess I kind of have a villain mind of my own, don't I? But as of Kora Sensei, he wants to blow up the world, but he cares about these kids so much. Why does he want to blow up the world? What was it, all a ruse just to get the government to let a octopus, a biologically engineered octopus, to teach a class? And if that's the case, he knows that these kids are trying to kill him. And you kind of think because of that the teacher is going to be a little less connected to the kids, and yet he really does care about the kids. He really does teaches the kids. It's because of Kura Sensei that these kids who, before he came to their school, before he came into their lives, these kids were nothing. These kids were the outcast. And he's basically has taught them both to have faith in each other and have confidence in themselves, not to let the world just beat them up and slide them a blind eye. He's taught them a whole lot. He actually teaches them math and English, and they get their grades up quite a bit. I really absolutely love Kora Sensei and the fact that he's actually teaching these kids something. It's a lot of fun. It's just always hilarious when they pull out a knife or a gun and try to destroy him. Like, there's even this one student that's actually an AI machine that's just a killing robot. And what he does is he helps his student out, the killing robot, to become more human. I mean, he's still an AI, but she like actually cares about her classroom as well. She befriends her classmates, and instead of trying to kill Kora Sensei every 5 minutes of the day, she actually helps the kids out with their schemes trying to kill Kora Sensei. Which, again, just saying that, the fact that they care about Kora Sensei so much and they end up trying to kill him is so funny. Of course, the reason why they're trying to kill him is because he's gonna blow up the world next March. So they have like a year until the world gets blown up anyway. But he like helps them with their daily lives. I mean, there's even this one kid, I can't remember his name. I can't remember any of the kids' names, but there's this one episode where this kid, he was kicked off the baseball team. He's in the bottom class, and frankly, he doesn't really trust anyone. He doesn't have much faith in anyone or anything, including himself. And it's because of Kora Sensei teaching him about friendship and about trust, that he eventually, not only does he go up against that team again, the team that kicked him off in the first place, but with his trust in his friends, he actually beats the main school team. They actually beat the main school team. It's fun. These kids, bottom of the class, they're the underdogs, and it's so cool that Kora Sensei doesn't look at them like that. It's so cool that Kora Sensei actually wants to lift them up, and he does a really good job. The only problem is, okay, he cares about these kids, and yet it always goes back to the fact that they're trying to kill him because he's the biggest villain of the world. He wants to blow up the earth. And why does he want to blow up the earth? Especially because now he has these kids. He has a fantastic life. He can go at Mach speed, so he can go from here to Hawaii, pick up some pineapple juice, and fly back to his classroom like that. He worries a little bit about money. He likes anime and manga. By the way, there's actually quite a couple of jokes of anime and manga. One of them I was not expecting. I am a huge Naruto fan, so there was this one joke where Kora Sensei is actually he has a leaf headband, and the kids are like, "That's not even Naruto's not even a subject at this school." It was so out of left field that I just cracked up when I saw that. I didn't even see that coming. I've really enjoyed the show, but my biggest thing, it keeps coming back to, okay, we gotta kill Kora Sensei. What is his motivations? Why does he want to blow up the earth? And the biggest thing of all is, what is his backstory? I mean, they've hinted at the idea of him once being a human being. So, I don't know. Plus, he actually kind of has a little brother who was half human, half octopus. It's so weird. I absolutely love the show, and I have to watch the Japanese version. And I say, if you have not watched the show, Assassination Classroom, and you don't want to watch it because, well, it has assassination in the name, it's actually very, very lighthearted. Granted, there is a couple of some seriously grown-up moments in the show, and it's definitely not a show for kids. Definitely not a show for kids. But I've really enjoyed Assassination Classroom, and I think it's one of the best animes I've ever watched. I would put it on top tier, close to Naruto. It's probably going to be, from now on, one of my top favorite animes. The only problem is I still haven't watched the Japanese version yet. I'm going to do that as soon as I get done with Tokyo Ghoul. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know, what do you guys think about Assassination Classroom? Have you guys watched it? Does it sound like a show you'd be interested in? Again, it sounds very dark and dingy, but it's actually a very lighthearted show. I can't remember any of the characters' names. The only character I can remember is Yelovich, which her name is Vitch, but it just sounds just like the other word, and that's typically what they call her. Again, it's just the comedy of the show is hilarious. It's all played off for jokes. It's really, really funny, and it's not like too much either. They do have serious moments, but most of the time, it's just a really fun ride. Let me know if you guys seen it. Let me know if you guys are gonna watch it. Let me know if you're interested in Assassination Classroom. Core Sensei 4%.